that she was and her legacy, which was a legacy of benevolence. And that is the story behind this award. But I want to bring my Aunt Betty Ann Prince to tell you a little bit about the woman, Mary Ruth James.
Good evening. It is a pleasure for me to stand before you and give you just a little brief synopsis about my mother, the grandmother of District Attorney Robert James, Mary Ruth James. Some of you in the audience know her because she came to live with me in Atlanta in 2004, and she joined the Ray of Hope Christian Church family. She was a giver from her heart. Never stopped giving. As a matter of fact, she taught us not to give until it hurts, but give until it feels good. I can remember as a child, I never knew when I was going to be told to get up out of my bed. She had someone else that was coming in. She was a nurse at the hospital, and she worked a late night shift. And I think I was probably about 9 or 10 years old. And she came in with this young white lady who was drenched with water from rain. She had been hitchhiking at that time. And my mom told her to come get in the car with her. She brought her to our home, had her to take a bath, gave her clean clothes, told me to get up. She put her in my bed. The next morning, she got her up, gave her breakfast, bought her a bus ticket, and sent her to her home. We never heard from her again, but it didn't matter. That was just the kind of woman she was. She always opened her doors to young women, young girls in the community who had been put out of their homes or who were on the street. She told them, you're going to come here and you're going to school. Many of those girls stayed there until they finished high school and went away. When I went away to college, that was my roommate who was from the Virgin Islands, and I was coming home, and I told my mom, I said, well, I've got to leave Yvonne on campus. My mom said, no, you won't. I will send her a bus ticket, and she will come home with you for spring break. Never got the money back. She didn't even think about it. She gave like that. You give, she always said, not expecting it to come back to you. But believe me, she said, maybe my little seeds one day will get something if I give. This is what she believes. Give, and it may not come back to you, but somebody that's connected to you will need something, and because you give them, they're going to be taken care of. When she was at the Ray of Hope, I can remember my mom was in a wheelchair, but her line was always longer than Pastor Hale's line. People were in line to speak to her at the end of service, but she was inviting them to my home for dinner. I never knew who was coming in my house, but that's who she was. Her doors were always open, and she always said, never close your doors to anyone because you might be entertaining angels. So she was a giver from heart, and anyone around her, you had to give also if you stayed in her presence. That's just who she was. So it is an honor for the persons that are receiving this award to receive it in honor of my mom, Mary Ruth James.
The word self that comes to mind when I heard the story of Mrs. Eleanor Johns and her husband Henry Johns. This is an incredible couple. They co-founded two bridge clubs which provide means for physical and mental activities for seniors in their communities. They both put seniors first, even beyond the borders of their Watergate subdivision, which is where they live. Dr. Ruby Jackson describes this pair as beacons of light in all our communities. And for years, this couple has provided a helping hand to everyone they have come in contact with. Their benevolence is apparent in every respect and aspect of their life. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening, the award, the Mary Ruth Benevolence Award, goes to Eleanor John and her husband, Henry John. They are not here this evening. They desperately want to be.
Yes. No, he's here. He's here. He's here.
Someone is.
He's here.
Mr. John's here? Okay. I was told Mr. John wasn't here. He is here. Mr. John, come up and give us a few words.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Henry John. My wife is not able to be here tonight because of her illness. But it's my pleasure to accept this award on behalf of my wife, Eleanor. I want to thank all of those who have helped her achieve this award. A special thanks goes to Ruby Jackson and the other members of the Water's Edge Bridge Club. And I'd like to welcome them and ask them if they will stand, all the members of the Water's Edge Bridge Club is here tonight. I think we have quite a few. This has been a very great, enjoyable evening for me, and I never thought this type of affair existed. I'm looking forward to next year. Thank you very much.